some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to rise. So let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time, yes sir and ma'am, and we'll have a real good time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi everyone, hi. I really do hope that that's what happens in this talk, by the way, that we'll have a really good time, I hope, and that I entertain you. Really, that's my main goal and objective with this talk, that I entertain you and maybe make you think a little bit and maybe give you some new ideas that you didn't have before, and maybe you'll think I'm really charming and funny, and super attractive, that my hair looks great, that you like my costume. But that's just if I'm lucky, and that's just the icing on what will hopefully be a delicious cake. That was my whole goal also, just so everyone knows. I've been dreaming of being on the stage ever since I was a small naked child covered in glitter, so I could not be happier to be here today. Thank you. When I was asked to present this talk, to say I was excited would be an understatement. I mean, look at me. I think I'm the literal and physical representation of the emotion excitement. I am wearing my excitement all up on myself for you to enjoy, I hope. I was thrilled because I have a lot of things that I can share with you, and I don't think I would have enough time to even really scratch the surface, but at the very least today, I want to share with you a little bit of my passion for what I do. But before I get to that, I feel like some of you are probably looking at me, maybe a few of you, some of you probably know already, but some might be wondering, why is this crazy blonde lady in full drag before noon? And that's a fair question. So to start, I'll just give you a really brief sort of description, a definition of burlesque. Burlesque literally means to mock or to parody. That's what the word means. It's a mockery or a parody of societal norms, gender roles, political issues, or just over-the-top, grand, overly costumed femininity, or masculinity, as it were. And sometimes I think of it, in my humble definition, burlesque is theater. It's a grand one-woman, in my case, one-woman show that I get to star in, direct. It's mine, I control it, I wrote it myself, I created the role myself. It's all mine, and I love it. And that's my definition of it. And it's also the art of concealing and revealing. Concealing and revealing a storyline or a journey, a gimmick or a prop or a punchline or a joke, or sometimes, at least when I'm doing it, it's the concealing and revealing of a little bit of skin. I know, it's a good hand, I know. You can get excited about that, that's fine. I'm consenting, we're having a consenting moment. It's good. Because I'm standing on stage and I'm asking you, basically begging you to be into it. I want to both turn on your minds and other parts. It's good. We're on this journey together, and if there's children in the audience, you're welcome for this early sexual education. I love burlesque, and it has a really sort of unique history, and essentially a very American history. Arguably, striptease started thousands of years ago with Salome dancing for King Herod and the Dance of the Seven Veils. We could talk about that, but less arguably, burlesque, and burlesque isn't always striptease. I just happen to really be into it. But it's not, but just so you know, it doesn't just mean that. It means a lot of other things, like I said, the parody and mockery, and it's theater, it's theatrical. But burlesque got its start sort of more as we know it in the late 1800s in London, in music halls, There was vaudeville going on. There were women laced in corsets singing dirty songs, and women cross-dressing as men. Drag kings were huge back in the day, and they were making fun of their stations in life, which wasn't really all that great for women. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. And it's just rough times. They're not all that great yet either. It's getting better. And they were doing all of these things and just sort of laughing in the face of society. They were mocking. It was a parody. It was theater. And when it came over to America, that continued in music halls and vaudeville places and burlesque houses. And now when we think of striptease and burlesque, we think of sort of the modern idea of striptease. And that started in the 20s and 30s. And you had people like Sally Rand dancing with gorgeous ostrich feather fans. She was arrested at the Chicago World's Fair in the early 30s for indecent exposure. And then you had my idol, one of my idols, Miss Gypsy Rose Lee, who in a time when women were supposed to be dainty and demure, and delicate, and definitely they were more seen and not heard, and they were definitely more appreciated for the things that were below this region than they were for anything above it. She stood on stage in front of hundreds and thousands of adoring male and female fans and would crack jokes and be sexy and intelligent, funny and beautiful and charming. And she would maybe make a crack about the sexy silver fox in the front row. How you doing? She would say things. And she would say things like, do you know what an ecdysiast is? An ecdysiast is one who sheds one's skin. And then she would cleverly and interestingly and specifically and sometimes hilariously remove an item of clothing. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love Gypsy, and I love these women because they remind me a lot of things. They remind me that I am the architect of my own dreams, of my art, that I can be both, that I am not either or, that I can be funny and sexy, that I can be feminine and strong, that I can be beautiful and intelligent, and that I'm allowed to be both. I love being a walking, talking, shimmying juxtaposition. It's really fun for me. Because even though it's 2015, I'm amazed at how often women are reminded that we are not allowed to be both. And I was actually just watching within the last few months a very popular network television show about stand-up comedians. And there was a woman, a conventionally attractive woman, who got up and did a very successful piece of stand-up. And one of the very famous celebrity male judges told her, you know, that was really great, but you should probably dumb down your looks because people don't think pretty women are funny. And that makes me mad. Because I want to be both. I want to be all of those things. I've been doing burlesque for 10 years now, and I stumbled into burlesque the way a lot of my peers do, and if there are hundreds, if not thousands of us, beware. I stumbled into it through theater and cabaret and musicals and singing and dancing, and I, like many of my peers, found that I was doing burlesque before I realized it was called burlesque. I was doing plays and I loved theater, but I didn't feel like it was mine. And so I was singing, you know, naughty songs in cabarets. I did a reverse striptease in my friend's LGBT musical that he had written and had no idea that what I was doing was burlesque. I was doing sketch comedy with a bunch of my friends. It was completely ridiculous and so much fun. And when I realized, oh, all of these things have a name. It's burlesque. I was so excited because I felt like I had a direction, a focus. It was something I could really sink my teeth into. Because I realized it was theater, but it was my theater on my terms, that I could do all and both and not be considered less than for the choices I made or didn't make. Because I love this art form. Because people will sometimes ask me, well, why do you do burlesque? And the answer is really simple. It's because I love it. It's awesome. They'll say, but, you know, sometimes, and luckily, not often, they'll ask me, but do you have to strip? And the answer is also really simple. No, of course not. I don't have to. But I want to. I like it. It's fun. I don't have to, but I want to. Because like any artist that has a medium, a painter and an easel, I use myself. I adorn myself in crazy costumes. I amp up my ladylikeness to 1,000. I go over the top and do exactly what I want. And I genuinely like taking my clothes off for friends, families, and strangers. I do. I do. This is America. I can do it. I can do that. Your approval means everything to me. Thank you. Thank you. And I love it. It allows me to be free in the way I choose, because this is my choice. And I really want people to know that I'm up here because I want to be up here. And the striptease is extra, but it's really something I'm into. It's not like, well, I'm gonna be funny and charming and look really nice, and I guess I'll take my clothes off. No. I love being able to do all of those things because it's all part of this journey. The conceal and the reveal is very important to me. I also teach, and I've been traveling the world now for 10 years. I've performed in 8 countries and all over this country, and I've taught women in multiple countries as well, in Germany and Jamaica and New Zealand. And I have to say, the theme is always very similar no matter where I go. And it's that women come to me from all walks of life, and burlesque knows no gender, no color, no size, no shape, no age. They can come and they can dance free of judgment, owning themselves and feeling empowered. And I love that about burlesque and about what I do. I actually, just last night at the VIP event for TED, I had a lady who I won't call out, I know she's in here somewhere. A lady came up to me, and she walked up to me, and I hadn't met her because she came and took my 4-week burlesque class with one of my other instructors, Miss Greta Garter, and she told me, I just want you to know that your classes changed my life. And you have to understand, I'm sure any of you can understand how wonderful and emotional that is when someone tells you something like that. And she said, I came to you, and she found her mojo, essentially. She didn't think she had it in her to feel sexy. When she came, she said that Greta told them that they were gonna work the room. They were gonna walk the room. We work the room always. Own it, gotta own it. And she said that she told them to stand and look in the mirror. And they were all nervous about looking at themselves in the mirror. But she told them all, own it. This is you. Own your sexuality, own yourself. Whatever you choose to express, it's yours to own. And she said that has affected her entire life. She told me that when she goes to the office and there's a problem with one of her coworkers or something and there's an issue, she walks over to that coworker and says, you need to own it. I love that. I know she's out there somewhere. I love you for telling me that story. It definitely got me very excited. I was like, you just validated my entire experience doing this TED presentation. It was just so wonderful. And so I've been able to do that and travel and teach at VanillaStudios.com and work with some of the most incredible men and women that I've ever known in my life, because I'm working and performing with people that are open and interesting and sexy and charming and funny and dirty, and they are never either or. They are always both. And that is why I love burlesque. And so at the end of the day, when you're wondering why that sparkly lady is dancing around, know that it's because, in my opinion at least, burlesque comes to me, and hopefully to the audience, in a time of strife and struggle. It's escapist entertainment. Burlesque thrived at its heyday during World War II, and we're kind of in a rough spot right now too in our world. I think entertainment like this thrives in times because even the entertainment on television is violent and angry and scary. And so burlesque is this sparkly escape into another fantastical world. And if I can invite an audience in and let them leave their troubles at the door and be entertained for a few minutes and feel a little turned on, laugh a little bit, hoot and holler, cheer, and just kind of let it all hang out and let go. That is, for me, the greatest gift that I have to offer for anybody, as well as for myself. It's the gift of letting go, of owning it, of escaping into something a little bit more beautiful than the everyday life. And so I love burlesque for that reason, and for many, many, many others. And so at the end of the day, hopefully you come to see a show and you know that you've got these strong, capable, interesting, both everythings on stage. You enjoy just a little bit more than you did before, and you realize that women, and of course men and anybody, can be exactly the architect of whatever dream that they want. They can speak whatever truth that they have in their heart, or in their loins, or in their anywhere. And that no matter what, at the very least, I've at least entertained you just a little bit. It's so early, you guys, it's so early. Let's just pretend it's like 9 o'clock at night. But at the very least, all I really want to do at the end of the day is entertain you. So, Mr. Conductor, if you please.